Hi YouTube, Darth here. So last week the DICE developers started talking about logging into the CTE on Tuesday for a surprise. As Tuesday got closer, it became more obvious that the CTE surprise was going to be a Final Stand preview. Lo and behold, today we got a first look at Final Stand in the form of trailers and some early gameplay footage from a DICE LA event. If you're lucky enough to be in the CTE, today you also got a taste of the very first map available for play, Operation Whiteout. But let's back up a quick moment here. There were a lot of rumors about what this DLC would be. It's very obvious now that it's a future tech homage to Battlefield 2142. In today's content drop, we've already seen a pickup railgun sniper rifle, what is essentially a flying minigun, new futuristic gadgets and attachments, and of course a hover tank. Let me just cover a personal opinion of mine before I go on any further. I've never been a fan of the future tech sci-fi shooter genre. I never played Tribes, Halo, or the original PlanetSide. When Battlefield 2142 came around, I was very skeptical of trying it because of the theme. I didn't end up buying it, but I received it as a gift. So I popped open the cover and found this insert. It basically described how the game was going to install adware onto my machine, which was where my Battlefield 2142 adventure stopped. In fact, I didn't play another Battlefield game for about 5 years. And until that point, I had played every Battlefield title since 1942 and probably about every mod made for those games. So you can see I loathe future tech shooters, but I love sci-fi. It's weird, I know. My personal experience with 2142 is not good, and I have a predisposition against future tech. So already you can tell that I'm not going to take it easy on a DLC that diverts the theme of Battlefield 4 into something with which I am not a fan. But here's the thing, I'm finding myself kind of enjoying Final Stand. There were plenty of times where I was having the usual fun, but there were also times where I felt the theme was a little distracting. Yeah, these gadgets are as kooky as I can possibly imagine and dubiously founded in reality. But they're not so intrusive to the gameplay that makes Battlefield 4 fun to me that they somehow ruin it. I actually had a bit of fun tearing around in the hover tank. The railgun and the MKV are interesting, but aren't so much more powerful than the existing pickups in the game like the 50 caliber rifles and RAR. The current build of the SC-42 Metal Storm is pretty well broken, so I don't feel it's fair to pass judgment on it yet. But a weapon that can one-shot infantry, has tons of ammo, and respawns quickly seems like it could use an adjustment downwards. These are strange diversions, but they don't take away from the existing gunplay and gameplay. Other than being magnets for people that either want to troll you with the Metal Storm or check out the railgun, they don't seem to change a whole lot either, and maybe that's okay. I want to talk a little bit about the Operation Whiteout map. The first thing you'll notice is that it's quite large. It's very open as well. For me, this reminded me a lot of Bandar Desert from the Armored Kill DLC in Battlefield 3, just with not nearly as much armor. So first, the things I liked about Operation Whiteout. The winter theme is different and interesting. There's a lot of, hey, that's really cool things to find on the map, like the radar station, submarine, and the hover tank depot. The new prefabricated buildings and interiors provide interesting infantry combat scenarios. Finally, snowmobiles are a new and fun way to get around maps at high speed. Now, there's a fair bit about this map I didn't really care for, and I'm not going to talk about the bugs because I assume those will be fixed. First, this map is ponderously large. It's about 250 meters between even the closest points, and you're going to be walking most of your time on this map. There's just not enough to get you between the points on a 64-player server. This walking reminds me a lot of Armored Kill in general, and I really hated the walking in that Battlefield 3 expansion. It kills the pace of the game to walk for 2 minutes and magnifies frustration by infinity to just die at the end of that. I think this could be remedied by simply adding more snowmobiles on the large version of this map. Next, the helicopters just get owned on this map. There's really nothing to hide behind, and between the SC-42 Metal Storm and the railgun, they are toast. Don't get in a helicopter after the start of the game as you're simply going to die. If I could make a change, this map would do just fine without helicopters at all and just add more snowmobiles. Finally, I wouldn't say I disliked it, but the blizzard that happens in the map doesn't really have the wow factor of either Parasol or Oman. It was nice in Oman that there is this cool moment with the wind up to the dust storm coming and then arriving. Parasol lets you know that the storm is here with a clap of thunder and some very obvious changes. With Operation Whiteout, I'm left scratching my head and going, oh hey, the visibility of the map is now lower. Ultimately, my first day impressions are kind of mixed. I'm obviously biased against future tech, and I know there are some folks out there that will absolutely love this DLC for changing it up. As for me, I was pretty negative coming into today, and it wasn't as bad as I feared, and I definitely had some fun moments with the new theme. I'm excited to see what the next few maps are going to bring us, as the upcoming maps look very interesting. I also don't think we've seen all of the future tech that this DLC has to offer, so I'll be previewing that in upcoming videos as well. That's it for my first day impressions video. If you found this video interesting, helpful, or insightful, please throw it a like. If you're new around here, be sure to check out my channel and please consider subscribing. If you played in the Final Stand CTE preview, be sure to let me know what you thought in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, YouTube.